I get why people are drawn to the idea of apostolic succession. It sounds legit, right? It probably feels cool when you can say, hey, our bishop was ordained by a guy who was ordained by a guy who was ordained by a guy who was ordained by the apostles themselves. Like, I'm not going to lie, that sounds pretty dope. But here's the thing. That's not the standard the apostles gave us. You see, in Acts chapter 1, which is a passage that Catholics and Orthodox like to use to support apostolic succession, when the disciples chose Matthias to replace Judas, the requirement wasn't who did Peter lay his hands on? No, it was who walked with Jesus from the beginning and saw the resurrection. That was the qualification. So if that was the case, then the question that my Catholic and Orthodox brothers and sisters have to answer is this. How do you continue a role that was never meant to be repeated in the first place? You see, you can't succeed someone whose job was to write scripture and lay the foundation of the church. That foundation is already laid. You don't relay a foundation every generation. That makes no sense. Now, I know they may say, oh, the bishops didn't replace the apostles. They just carry on their authority. But let's be real. If apostolic authority could be passed down like some family heirloom, then why does Paul tell Timothy to guard the gospel and not a chain of ordinations, right? Nowhere in the New Testament does the apostles tell their bishops to guard their ordinations because without them, there is no church, right? You see, the truth is apostolic authority isn't in a man. It isn't in the act of laying on hands. It's in the message the apostles left behind. Succession isn't biological. It isn't ceremonial. It's doctrinal. You don't succeed the apostles by wearing their robes. You succeed them by preaching their gospel. That, my friends, is true apostolic succession.